welcome to the special podcast. It's your girl TG. I'm waiting on my co-host James to see if he comes on. Now, if he comes on, he'll just jump on with us. But in the meantime, you will just have me. And in today's show, we will be talking about the Hall of Fame game. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. I'm sorry that the show had started so late. It's just that unfortunately, I was having some technical difficulties, which this tends to be a thing, and it wasn't the internet this time. It happened to be something going on with my current streaming platform. So, got it fixed. I'm able to live stream. So now you guys ain't got to keep waiting. I just had to hold off just to make sure everything was working correctly. So, sorry guys that it took so long, but now we're ready to get it moving. All right. So, like I said, what we will be talking about is the Hall of Fame game. And I'm going to start by pulling it up on the screen for you guys. And I won't lie, too. Like, I'm not going to lie. I enjoy watching the Hall of Fame game. It was actually one of my favorite games. For sure. All right, guys. If you can see on my screen, you see pretty much the Hall of Fame game. The Arizona Cardinals had lost to the Panthers, 30-33. This was a great game. For granted, yes, it's a preseason game, but preseason games are a good way to just at least get a feel for what these teams want to do on offense and defense is how I like to look at it. And more importantly, gives you a feel for the players who are playing. So at the end of the day, I won't lie. I'm gonna enjoy every bit of this game. So let's start with the quarterbacks. Obviously, the rookies, Haynes King and Carson Beck, both had a pretty good game. Better than you would think for rookies, of course. I won't lie, this was a really good, really entertaining game for everyone. And it was something that really got me to really look to see how these young guys are going to go so far. So, and sorry about that, guys. For some reason, my thing just hit the wrong thing. So, as you can see by the scoring summary, how it all started off is it pretty much started off as a back and forth from pretty much starting in the second quarter, because in the first quarter, nobody scored. As you can tell, right here, double zeros. Nobody scored. It was a great back and forth game, very entertaining, and the Panthers are able to win because Haynes Kings managed to scramble for a 5-yard touchdown. And there are even more team stats right here that tells you exactly how the game went. Pretty well for both were long. Total yards, passing, rushing. Yards per play is, pretty good as well. And we'll dive more into that. But first, I want to talk about the players on each of these teams, starting with player stats. All right, so as we talked about it, you've already seen Haynes Kings. Here's Kenny Pickett. Who remembers this quarterback? Then you got Miles Davis, Haynes Kings. And this is for rushing, by the way. Anthony Tyrus, A.J. Dillon, who I'm amazed is still in the NFL. And Trevor Ensting, who would have thought? And then obviously here you got the receivers. Jimmy Hornthorne, as we all know, he was the leading receiver in this game. John Mechie III. I forgot that he came to the Panthers. I thought he was still with the I thought he was still with the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie, but I forgot that he might have left at some point. James Reed, not surprised, honestly. So he's the third leading receiver. Casey Washington, A.J. Dillon, of course, he played a part in the passing game, along with a couple more. Yeah, the running backs pretty much got involved, not that much. Now, on defense, obviously, what I do love about this is, realistically, I want to see if I can find his name. Langton Ransom. He played a little bit in this game. He didn't play a whole lot. But he did manage to get 1 tackle on his own and 3 assisted tackles, which is good. But the other rookies on this team, like Corey Thornton, not Devontae Smith, people of the Bama receiver, of the Philadelphia Eagles receiver, not him, a different Devontae Smith. He had a good game. Yeah. Honestly, I'll say this. I think the Panthers overall pretty much had a good game. And Ryan Fitzgerald was Nah. Oh man, I'm already feeling I'm gonna start making some jokes in a minute off that. Now Carson Beck, surprisingly, somehow he managed to play extremely well in this game. I don't know how, but it is. Oh yeah, Tyler, no doubt. I see you in the chat, by the way, my boy Tyler. And yes, these guys are competing for roster spots. It makes a lot of sense. That's the whole purpose of why I like watching the preseason, is because it gets to see guys compete for roster spots and how good they turn out. That's the other reason why I like it. But here's the other one. When Carson Beck, because the Cardinals, they don't have freaking quarterbacks, so you might as well try to see what Carson's all about. You wanna know what's so surprising? Carson actually played pretty good in this game. He did. He actually played very, very good. I'm surprised almost because, well, Carson is never ever really that good. And I mean that too. He never really plays good. He played great in this game. I'm super surprised by that, honestly. I really am. So let's see here. All right. When it comes to rushing, what's funny is I actually saw um Jordan Love playing this game, and for some reason they don't have his rushing stats up here, which I don't know why. Because he did play, and I think he had some about 70 yards rushing, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know why they're not showing his rushing numbers, but you know, a couple of these guys who are playing for spots, I can kind of see. Yeah, no, when it comes to this as well, let's see here. Because what's funny as well is who else played in this game, and for former Buckeye fans, Denzel Burke did play in this game for a little bit, as well as Cody Simon. And as you all know, of course, Paris Johnson played for a little bit, and then they took out those guys and let them play with the and let the guys who are competing for roster spots come and compete in the rest of this game. And it was actually, like I said, a very, very fulfilling game. So again, the one that mostly surprised me, Carson Beck. The fact that you actually played well is beyond me. Now here's where we get to the total number of the game stats. Obviously, like I told you guys already see how many passing yards, rushing yards, all that. But now let's get to how many first downs these teams had compared to the other stats like I do with the NBA. So let's see here. Excuse me. All right, so for the rushing stats, I should say, yeah, no, I'm sorry. For the first down stats, pretty even. 25 for the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, not the Arizona Cardinals, for the Panthers, my bad. And for 23 for the Arizona Cardinals. Pretty good, pretty even. Same with third downs. 9 to 14, 7 to 12, very even. Now, this is where the Cardinals got beat. They were 0 of 1 on fourth down conversion. The Panthers, and this is what helped them win, actually, their fourth down conversion, 1 of 1. Total plays, both practically even, just a 3-play difference. Sacks allowed, 2 to 1. Not that different. But one more sack can make a big difference in the game. Punts, 2 to 1, same thing. Penalties, both teams had bad penalties. The thing that makes Arizona Cardinals worse is not the fact that they have 7, it's the fact that theirs gave up 78 while the Panthers gave up 20 yards on their penalties, which is what makes this kind of bad. Because like they both got the same amount of penalties essentially. 2 difference in penalties. But the difference is in the yards and how many yards those penalties gave up. Fumbles lost. Now the Cardinals didn't have a single fumble, but the Panthers did. I forget what play that was, but I know it was one of the rookies who caused the fumble. But I won't lie, it was pretty good. Neither team had an interception. The time of possession between both of these teams was Cardinals actually had it a lot longer than the Panthers. That's actually pretty good, but they just, again, some of the stuff on the sides over here with the Cardinals, their stats over here is what really hurt them in this game. Mainly, like I said, mainly the penalties. The penalties, with how many yards they gave up on the penalties, is what hurt them. Tackles, pretty even. Field goals made, even. Red zone conversions, pretty much even. essentially, right? So when I look back at this Arizona Cardinals Panthers game, I'm excited to see how the NFL season is going to kick off most of the time, guys. This NFL season is bound to be super super fun, and I can't wait to see some of these other teams. As a matter of fact, for you guys, and I'm gonna show you this because this is part of it. Let's see. The next upcoming games for this upcoming Thursday, or should I say next week Thursday, the Lions, the Bengals, Packers, Steelers. You get Colts, Patriots, Chargers, Texans. Obviously, the Cardinals go again. We're gonna get to talk more and more about these preseason games moving forward, and pretty much just do updates on how these teams have looked throughout the preseason and who's gotten their roster spot. And then starting September 9th will be the start of week 1, and there'll be a ton of games we could talk about. Obviously, one of the games we're going to talk about will be Patriots Seahawks. I'm definitely going to watch that rematch of the Super Bowl, baby. Rematch of the Super Bowl. I'm interested to see how these two teams are going to look, especially with the Patriots and some of the moves they made to get better. I'm interested to see. With the Seahawks, I'm also interested in seeing, because remember, they lost their NFL running back, their lead running back, I should say, Campbell Walker, to the Chiefs. So the question is, how strong is their run game now without Kenneth Walker? I'm interested in seeing this with the Seahawks. I know their passing game is going to be good, but how good is their run game going to be? Then you got the 49ers and the Rams. I am interested in seeing this game because I'm interested in seeing Mike Evans. And in this one, I'm also interested in seeing, I'm actually interested in seeing a couple players realistically. I want to see, can I check out to their rosters? No, I can't really see their rosters right now, but I'll be able to see their rosters next time. So the good thing is you guys will be able to get a whole deep dive into their rosters by like week. But I would say by week 2, or better yet, by the start of the first week. So I will be able to see their rosters at some point. I skipped ahead to week. Let's see here. So I skipped all the way down to week 5 because of the preseason stuff. So yeah, so the next one we'll be looking at is Ravens Colts. I'm interested in seeing how Caden Curry, JT Tuimoloau, and a couple of the Buckeyes, the Saints, Lions. See, now Chris Olave, for all Buckeye fans, just got paid. TG, my 49ers are already beat up. I know, Tyler. Like, I know, man. I know for a fact that your 49ers are beat up, but I'm still interested to see how well they're going to do this season, including with some of the changes they made. And I know you're not excited, but come on. At least you got Mike Evans, right? But back to the Saints and the Lions, I will tell you this straight up, that with the Saints and the Lions, Chris Olave just got paid by the Saints. They paid him $132 million, $90 million guaranteed. For the next, I believe it's 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's the next 4 years. So, I'm actually interested to see how well this team looks with Chris Olave back. Hopefully his quarterback stopped throwing him hospital balls. But also a couple of the draft moves that they made, including signing C.J. Donaldson, Tywone Malone. They drafted Lorenzo Styles, and from what I've seen of Lorenzo, he's been pretty damn good in these camps so far, so hopefully that continues. And I'm interested to see. The Lions, I'm also interested to see how well they do, because I know Tyreek Williams, he's on the Lions, along with Adrian Hutchinson, who I know is out for all of last season, and I know he's coming back this season. So I'm interested to see how their defense is going to work, especially with the bums they drafted after a couple of drafts that I've seen. They did not have a great draft, so I'm interested to see just how well their draft picks do, at least certain ones in particular. Buccaneers Bengals, I'm interested in this for the sole reason of Emeka Egbuka and the Buccaneers. I want to see how Emeka Egbuka's second year in the NFL is panning out, as essentially I think him and Chris Godwin, if I'm not mistaken, I would think Emeka's going to be the number 1 for the Buccaneers. It's either going to be him or Godwin. I'm interested to see how both of them turn out. I am. I'm interested in seeing exactly how Emeka Egbuka's second year in the league is going to turn out, for sure. The Browns, the only thing that gets me interested with the Browns Jaguars are basically this. I'm interested in Quinshawn Junkins, Dallin Sampson, if he did it, even though he didn't do anything last year. But Quinshawn Junkins, Dallin Sampson, I am interested in someone else that they got. Some other draft picks that the Browns have had. I'm interested to see how well they do as well. The only thing that again with the Browns that's so upsetting is their wide receiving core ain't any good and their offensive line is so questionable. It's a matter of because they already got the running back room figured out. I'll tell you that now. Like you got a running back push on Junkins, and I'm interested to see how his second year pans out. As I should have mentioned this with the Patriots Seahawks, I'm interested in seeing Trevion Henderson and JSN because both those guys were great last year. And the rookie season that Trevion Henderson had, just like Quinshawn Junkins, Trevion and Quinshawn had a hell of rookie back seasons. I'm interested to see how they pan out. The Texans, you know for a fact I'm going to be interested to see how Cade McDonald with CJ Stroud and Cade Stover, who are also on the team. I'm very interested in seeing exactly how things are going to play out for the Texans with the draft picks they made. Because like I said, Cade McDonald will strengthen their D-line. Their D-line was already good. But Caden straightens it. Yeah, I know Tyler is Dallin Sampson. I know I said Simpson. Sampson is what I meant. But still. But I am interested in seeing how the Texans are going to play out, if they are actually going to help CJ Stroud for once, because this is what's getting on my nerves with the Texans, is they've been trading away all his weapons, and his offensive line has been great. His wide receiving unit is very, very questionable. They got some good receivers, but they don't have a true number one, which is the problem. And people who thought that was going to be Nico Collins, you're starting to figure it out. No, it's not Nico, people. It's not Nico. Never will be Nico. Sorry, it just won't be. He's a good number 2, maybe even a number 3, but number 1, no. So we're gonna see exactly how things pan out for the Texans and to see if they will help out CJ Stroud this time. And CJ done carried them to the playoffs, to the second round of the playoffs, funny enough, for 3 straight years. So at some point they gotta help him out. Falcons Steelers. Now the Falcons got a bunch of Buckeye players. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm with the Steelers. Now, what really gets me interested in this game is really the Steelers. Because I'm interested to see what Mike McCarthy's going to do with the Steelers. I'm really interested in seeing this. How his offense is going to look over there. You know, the Falcons, I don't know what's going to happen with them. But I do know that they brought in Tua Tagovailoa. If he does play, I'd be very interested to see how long that will last. You got Packers Vikings. Donnie, whether people realize it or not, Donnie is on the Vikings. And for those of you working about McHandoff, he will be benched in favor of Kyler Murray because he is nothing compared to Kyler Murray. And if anything, I would say that that the Packers as well. I think if I had to say my guess though, I would say the Packers still beat the Vikings because I don't trust either McCarthy or Murray. I don't trust either one of them. I think the Packers will probably beat them, but I'm interested to see how things look for the Vikings with Kyler Murray at quarterback. Cardinals Chargers. See, I love this because this means Marvin and them can finally get their revenge on Jim Harbaugh for the BS he pulled with the cheating scandal in 2021 to 23. They can get their revenge for that. I'm actually interested in seeing how well that plays out more, if anything. And I'm hoping that Marvin can finally get over 1,000 yards, but I'm questioning this because if Carson Beck is the starter, really, like I said, the Cardinals had no quarterback, but given how Carson performed, and look, I get it's a preseason game, and he looked good, but I do not trust this guy to stay consistent because we've seen him at Georgia and we've seen him at Miami. He has a bad habit of just being inconsistent as heck. So I'm interested to see if Carson Beck is going to be the starter, how he's going to perform in his first real NFL game. And more importantly, how many times is he going to throw the ball to Marvin? Because again, the biggest thing with the Cardinals that got on my nerves is they never really threw the ball to Marvin as much as they should have. Especially the times which he was open because Kyler Murray's little self couldn't even see over the offensive line. You have Michael Wilson, as well as with Trey McBride. You got Jeremiah Love, who I'm interested to see how he's going to play as well. Jeremiah Love, I'm really interested to see how he's going to play. Because the Cardinals, I think, have the best running back room in the NFL with how deep they are right now at running back. They are super deep at running back. So I'm interested to see how they are going to look throughout the season. Now, as everybody knows, the 3 games. Now, I will say this. The Raiders I will be looking for just because of the fact that I want to see. I know Fernando won't be playing as a starting quarterback, but I want to see exactly how the Raiders are going to look to start. Same with the Dolphins, because they made a bunch of changes. So I will be interested in watching these games and giving my opinion on these. But the 3 games I'm mostly, especially looking forward to. Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Broncos, Chiefs. I'm so looking forward to these games. Obviously, for the Commanders, you got Terry McLaurin coming back, and you got their draft pick, their top 10 draft pick, in Sonny Styles, who will be playing in this game as well. And I'm interested with the draft picks that the Washington Commanders made, with Jaden Daniels coming back after a not so great year. Pretty much taking a sophomore slump kind of a year. Along with the signing of Stephon Diggs, as the Commanders did sign Stephon Diggs instead of Brandon Ayuk, which was probably the smart thing. I am interested to see just how well the Commanders team perform. And I'm really interested in the Eagles, mainly to watch Mekhi Lemon and see how well he does, and Devontae Adams without A.J. Brown. Because I'm not going to lie, I do believe, and this was another thing too, because the Patriots were the ones who traded, up here, by the way, the Patriots are the ones who traded for Stephon Diggs. So this is a move that will get the Patriots very, well, not Stephon Diggs, but, A.J. Brown. They traded for Stephon Brown. I'm sorry. They traded for A.J. Brown. The Patriots traded for A.J. Brown. The Eagles draft Mekhi Lemon. And they're looking to see, and I'm looking to see exactly how their offense looks without A.J. Brown. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not surprised their passing offense took a hit, because Jalen Hurts does not have the strongest arm, but I will say he can get the ball down the field. Now, the Cowboys-Giants, obviously, because the Cowboys drafted Caleb Downs. Come on, as if I'm not going to want to see that. I want to see how Caleb Downs performs with this Dallas Cowboys defense. Especially because this Cowboys defense, since Michael Parsons left, needs all the help they can get. And look, at least for the Cowboys, you got Malik Hooker and you got Caleb Downs. That might be one of, if not arguably, the best safety duo in the league. Now you just need to fix your D-line. That's all you need to fix at this point. You do need to fix your corners. You need to fix your linebackers, and you do need to fix your D-line. You got some stuff you need to fix. But Caleb Downs is a start, in my opinion, for the Dallas Cowboys. See just how well they would turn out. I am really interested in seeing that. Another one, of course, right here. Right here. Chiefs Broncos. Now, whether people know it or not, I am super interested because the Chiefs the Chiefs and Broncos have made great draft picks this last draft. Both of them did, to upgrade their offenses and defenses. And I'm really interested to see how both these teams play out. Now, for the Chiefs, they made an upgrade on offensive line about 2 years ago. In the 25 draft with Joshua Simmons as their left tackle, and he was very damn good for them. But the rest of their offensive line was very questionable. Yeah, I know for a fact what you're thinking, Tyler. Broncos, I know. But for the Chiefs, I want to see how they are going to, with the addition of Kenneth Walker, will their run game improve? And with Patrick Mahomes, now they do have Justin Fields as well, and I think Justin might start the season for a little bit until Patrick Mahomes comes back. So until Patrick Mahomes comes back, I think Justin will be the main guy starting. Especially because he fits everything that the Chiefs want him to do. And I'm not going to lie, I think it would be smart to do that. And I do think Travis Kelce, this will be his last year in Kansas City. I think that, I wonder what the Chiefs' backup plan. They did draft a tight end, though. They did draft some tight ends who could be a replacement for Travis. But I am interested to see how Travis's last run in Kansas City goes, and if they win another Super Bowl. That is very interesting. But Patrick Mahomes will be back playing for the Chiefs, I think, somewhere around week 8. I believe so. So, but we'll see. And with the Broncos, I mean, hey, Bo Nix's second year, like pretty much like Drake May and like Jaden Daniels, he's had a great rookie season. And I would say Michael Penix, and as well as Michael Penix on the Falcons, who had a pretty good season. But these guys have had great rookie years, and last year was their best. So, I'm interested to see how well he bounces back, as well as J.K. Dobbins, who's still part of the Broncos, because their run game is spectacular with him, and I'm interested to see if he can stay healthy, and can their offense continue to get better as time goes on. I'm very interested to see in those games in week 1. And then obviously week 2, you got a couple more games right here with the Bills Lions. Now, the Bills, I'm pretty interested because they did draft a couple of Ohio State players themselves that I know they do have on there. Like I said, Texans, I'm going to be interested. I'm watching CJ and how they help him. Ravens Saints, there's going to be a couple games we're going to be able to talk about moving from week 2 all the way to week 10 and more. And trust me, you guys are not going to want to miss it. But the Hall of Fame game, like I said, guys, this game was excellent. It was really good. If you guys haven't, go back and watch it. It was a very entertaining game for everyone to watch. So I can't wait to see how the NFL season starts for all of these teams following into next year. Because what you guys have to realize is, even though the season hasn't started yet, this is going to be a heck of a season. I would say in the AFC, too, this might be the deepest. Them in the AFC West, the North, these are really the deepest of the conference, of the AFC conference. These are the deepest. The AFC West, the AFC South, and the AFC North are deep. For the AFC East, it's really just the Bills and the Patriots. That's it. And with the NFC conference, what's super funny is the NFC East is really deep. Same with the North. With the South, it's funny. It's pretty deep in it of its own right, with the Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Panthers. And then for the West, you have the Rams, the Seahawks. And that's about it, really. The Cardinals, I want to say, but they're not ready yet. They're not. The NFC West is pretty much like the AFC East, where it's not that deep. It's just these two teams. And the Rams are Super Bowl favorites, I do know. And I will be keeping my eyes, especially on them, just to see how well this goes. The Bears, I'm not a believer in. Everybody knows how much I hate Caleb Williams. I hate that turd. But there are a lot of players that we can pretty much get into. Like I said, we already know that. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention this. The Giants did sign back Odell Beckham Jr., which I'm trying to figure out why he's not the same Odell. But I'm really interested in seeing all the players that are on here. Like I said, the ones I'm mostly interested in seeing are the guys that I know will be great, that have that either have moved teams, guys that are rookies, and guys who are coming back from injuries, like Joe Burrow. He's coming back from last year from injury about a year ago. Drake May's coming off a Super Bowl appearance. We all know JSN, who's coming off a Super Bowl win, of course. I'm interested to see how he goes. I'm interested to see how a lot of these players look going into next year. So we'll see how things pan out for those guys, if anything. We'll see how things pan out with them. So guys, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to this NFL season, it's gonna be a really fun NFL season as far as I know. And I can't wait to see how things play out in the NFL moving forward for the preseason. Again, this was the one game that you guys had that was out there. Every other one people can watch more than anything. What's the other one I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, there has been some practice. For college football, there has been some news regarding, there's been some news regarding spring camps. Now, I won't be talking about it here, I will be talking about it on the OHIO podcast, where we will be discussing fall camp, pretty much like fall camp stuff. Like it'll pretty much be based on players from Ohio State's fall camp, essentially, and the grumblings that are going on there. So we'll be breaking that down on the OHL podcast. If you guys haven't already, you guys can check it out. After the show ends, it'll be at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, and Western Time, you already know, it's about like 6 o'clock. So, just like how this show, Western Time, 4 o'clock. Central Time, 5. This, as well as Eastern Time, 7. So, it is what it is, guys. But just gonna tell you this: it would be, well, really, it's not 7, but you guys get my moment. It's not 7, it's 6. My bad, guys. It's 6 o'clock Eastern Time. But yeah, no, it'll be amazing to see just how these camps, how the camps are going for the players, especially regarding Ohio State. Now, I have been hearing a lot regarding all other ones, and I'm not gonna lie, I want to see how for most of these teams how to play on a football field before I get my knowledge and my opinion on it. But I will say it does, for Ohio State at least, sound good, as well as for a couple other teams. But a couple other teams I've heard before, and they just completely suck the bed. But guys, I told you this show was gonna be very long, guys. All we were gonna do is, it was only gonna be long if my co-host had shown up today, the show would have been a lot longer. I can tell you that right now, because we'd have been having conversations for hours and hours and hours, because I would want his opinion on this. But trust me, next time you guys will not just have me. You will also have James, and I will ask him his opinion on this game, on the Hall of Fame game, as well as the preseason game. He should be back on here by next Sunday, and you guys will be able to see a lot more. But in the meantime, I'm gonna give you guys this big announcement. I told you guys that there will be gaming starting when I had the opportunity. Well, guess what? I want to show you guys something. Ta-da! If you guys see behind me, that's the Spectrum Gaming logo right behind me. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I can kind of try to move my chair out the way so you guys can see it. It's called Spectrum Gaming. We will be doing gaming starting. I already got the studio set up. I just need to get the games when they come out, such as College Football 27 will be the first game that I play that you guys will see on here on the Spectrum podcast. Now, will it be live? We'll see. We'll see how it works, because sometimes the internet loves being a cheapskate, so we'll see how that works. But you guys will be seeing more gaming on here moving forward with the studio that's right behind me. Now, of course, the only thing that's changed is the logo, the backdrop, the back setting, which, as you guys can see. But this is what the games will mostly be about in some senses. There's some that will be about the shooting games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and others that will be out there. So you guys will get opportunity to see more gaming coming from the Spectrum podcast. I want you guys to know that. I just figured I'd announce it to you guys. And I want to show you guys the studio, but I can't while I'm on here, so it sucks. But the studio, I'm telling you guys, is good, and I've been spending days making all of this stuff. So I figured I'd let you guys know this now. So guys, like to hit that like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications if you never want to miss an episode of the Spectrum podcast. Like I said, guys, you will be seeing more gaming here on this show. And you guys can catch me on the OHIO podcast tonight while we talk about the Spectrum, pretty much, like I said, fall camp grumblings regarding Ohio State, as well as other programs. And you guys can continue to come on here to hear more NFL, college football, NBA, or whatever talk there is. Trust me, guys, you're not going to want to miss it. So I hope you guys can, and again, forgive the whole technical difficulties. It happens all the time. But I promise you guys, you will be seeing more content coming to the Spectrum podcast sooner rather than later. All right, guys, peace, and have a good day. Thanks for tuning in to the Spectrum Podcast. If you guys haven't already, hit that like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you guys never miss an episode of the Spectrum. But also put a comment down in the comment section down below to help us get our algorithm out there to more people, so that way more people could tune into the Spectrum Podcast. At the end of the day, we thank you guys for tuning in and expect more shows coming from the Spectrum Podcast. All right, guys. Again, thank you.
Walking through the neon in the middle of the night, every color hidden different in the pale moonlight. I see the violet bleeding into shades of deepest blue, a prismatic vision of a world that's feeling new. My heartbeat is syncing with the flashing of the signs, tracing out the movement of these geometric lines. From the infrared heat to the ultraviolet glow, I'm catching every frequency, I'm moving with the flow. There's a rhythm in the static, there's a logic in the noise, finding my direction through the balance and the poise. It's that spectrum vibe, yeah, we're living in the light, breaking through the prism, shining beautiful and bright. From the shadows to the summit, every color has a name. In the spectrum of the spirit, no two souls are quite the same. Yeah, we're riding on the wave, caught inside the golden hue. Spectrum vibes are calling out to me and calling you. Walking through the neon in the middle of the night.